Today we're traveling all the way to Wisconsin to make their featured cocktail, the most popular cocktail in that state. In fact, Wisconsin actually consumes more brandy than any other state in the US. Why? Because it's the main ingredient of their state cocktail, the Wisconsin Old Fashioned. The Wisconsin Old Fashioned dates all the way back to around 1893. And what's really cool about this drink is back then brandy was very, very popular, but there was a blight on grapes at the time, so we actually couldn't import that much brandy. Instead, a company out of California called Korbel decided to make their own brandy right here in the US. Well, they decided to showcase it at the World's Fair in Chicago. Some Wisconsinites were at that World Fair and they loved it so much they decided to bring a bunch home back to Wisconsin. And it wasn't long after that, the Wisconsin Old Fashioned was born. And what's crazy is even today, the state of Wisconsin makes up over 50% of all Korbel sales worldwide. They love this drink, so let's show you how to make it. So I'm gonna try and make this as accurate as I was told. So the first thing we're gonna do is grab some oranges, and we're going to cut out 2 small wedges of oranges. 2. Now I'm actually gonna do one more for the garnish, so we will save that for later. So we're gonna start with 2 wedges of oranges in our glass. Then we're gonna add our sugar cube, and we're gonna do about 3 dashes of bitters. I've been told to bitter until you're happy. All right, that seems good. We're gonna go with 4 on this one. Next up, we're gonna take all this and just kind of lightly muddle it all up. Oh, you know what? I forgot one thing. Oh my gosh, I would have been murdered for this. We gotta add a cherry here. Now, I've been told you can use Luxardo, all sorts of cherries. We're gonna go with maraschino for this one. I was told that was a little bit more traditional. Now we muddle this up all together. The cherry, the orange, the sugar cube, and the bitters. Now, some of you, this might be familiar to like a Prohibition style old fashioned, and it actually kind of is very, very similar. All right, so we're gonna muddle this up until all that sugar is nice and dissolved. You're gonna get a lot of aromatics from this already, I can tell. All right, and we're gonna add ice to the glass. Now, I was told that ice that's kind of broken up a little bit is kind of desired, so naturally the ice from my fridge is kind of cracked, so perfect fit there. And this is the super popular Korbel brandy. There's 2 ways to measure a Wisconsin Old Fashioned. You can measure out 2 ounces here to make a nice strong drink. And I've also been told to just measure with your heart. There we go. Now at this point, we're gonna give this a stir and just kind of mix everything throughout the drink, just like that. I'm gonna top it off with just a skosh more ice. Just a skosh, guys, just a skosh. Now at this point, we have a couple choices to finish off this drink. It is popular to add Sprite if you want a sweet old fashioned. You can use soda water if you want a pressed old fashioned, or you can use a grapefruit soda if you want a sour old fashioned. Typically you use Squirt. I'm gonna use Spindrift because this stuff's pretty good. And I actually prefer the sour version. So I'm gonna top mine off with some grapefruit soda. You don't want a whole lot, right? The point of this is to be full of brandy, so just a little bit grapefruit soda to top. All right, we're gonna grab a cherry. And we're gonna go through our orange wedge right here. Let's see if that'll fit in our drink. Boom. There you go, guys. Months of research, so much heart and soul for this, the Wisconsin Old Fashioned. It's quite interesting, I'm not gonna lie. Muddling the fruit and the sugar in a typical old fashioned is not my favorite thing in the world. It's kind of left over from Prohibition when there wasn't very good spirits. That's why they would muddle fresh fruit and stuff in it. But using something like brandy that's already grape based, it kind of works better. And, you know, It's a stronger drink for sure. I'm feeling it after just a sip. Like you can, this will definitely do some damage. And going heavy on the brandy, heavy on the bitters, and adding that grapefruit soda, it's kind of working for me right now. I think this is pretty good. I couldn't really have more than 2. It's not too sweet, but it would definitely like add up on me. And my friends and family apparently have way more than 2 of these when they have them. You Wisconsinites know how to throw down your brandy, that's for sure, but not bad, guys. This is actually pretty good. You know, the drink really starts to grow on you too. It's pretty darn tasty. And by the way, Wisconsin, congratulations on making it into the cocktail card set. I know you guys are so passionate about this cocktail, and so many of you drink this as your main cocktail. And I just wanted to share that with the rest of the world. I think it's a really cool history, really cool, passionate following behind the cocktails. So I think it's pretty neat, but I want to know, how did I do in the comments? I made this authentically based on how my family told me to make it. And I want to know, did I do it justice? Is there something you would have changed? Let me know in the comments. But till then, I'm going to get boozy on some brandy. Cheers.